Welcome to the Bendendo Podcast, where we're calling a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. At certain junctures within the CBA negotiations, Kathy Engelbert, yes, she works for the owners, but she also acts as an intermediary between the two parties, between the owners and between the players. And sometimes when Kathy Engelbert is speaking, it might not necessarily be her own opinion, but she might just be relaying a message that the owners have, might be relaying thoughts that the owners are currently going through. What am I talking about? News comes out that Kathy Engelbert, looking at the Women's National Basketball Players Association president, Aneka Ogwumike, tells this to her face. Quote, "There's this perception that the players don't understand the business." Does Kathy feel this way herself? Potentially, perhaps, most likely. But this is really the owner's thoughts. These are really the owners thinking this. This is Kathy relaying information to Aneka so she understands firmly where the owners sit on these particular demands that these players are having. And let's consider this. How out of bounds, how far out of in left field must some of these demands be that the owners are saying, oh, they don't even understand the business? Not only are these demands wild, they are so wild that it comes across as they just don't understand how this league operates. They don't understand the money coming in, the money going out, the consistent loss of money for the last 20 plus years. They just don't understand. We get a fresh article giving us some insight into where the players stand and where the owners stand with current CBA negotiations. The Women's National Basketball Players Association received its first counter proposal the last week of June, but it was far from anything the union would consider agreeing to, players say. The biggest gulf between the union and the league is revenue sharing. That's the biggest disparity between the two. The union wants this, the league wants that, and from everything we've been reading, everything that we've been hearing from the players and from the Players Association, not only the president, but the executive director, Tiana, shout out to you, is that they want something similar to the men when it comes to revenue sharing. 49 to 51% split between the players and the owners. The article continues. There were inconsistencies where we wanted to start negotiations based on what the players want when it comes to salary structure, revenue sharing, and a few other things. Inconsistencies. You guys ever been to the flea market? You see something nice, it costs, hey, how much is this? $60. Whoa. 60. I'm at $20 and you're at $60. We are a long ways away from reaching a deal. It's gonna take a lot of haggling. A lot of, hey, I'll take you out for dinner. Hey, you want to be? It's going to take a lot of negotiations to come to a meeting point. The union went back to the drawing board. So before I get into this, the union submitted a proposal to the owners. The owners looked at this proposal, and for whatever reason, they deemed it not an official proposal. Whether it had verbiage that needs to be included and it just wasn't included, whether the demands were so outrageous and unimaginable, unobtainable, that they thought that it was a joke at first. For whatever reason, the owners rejected it. So the union, quote, went back to the drawing board and resubmitted another set of proposals in the first week of April, which is what the league responded to in June. Mercury forward Satu Sabali characterized the league's response as a, quote, slap in the face, and WNBA Vice President Brianna Stewart said it was pretty polar opposite to the union's proposal. No. We are nowhere. This is our proposal. Might not be on the same page, but this is what we are currently willing to give up. It's been made clear, quote, it's been made clear that there's this perception that the players don't understand the business, Ogwumike said. Kathy has told me that to my face. I communicated that to the players and I said, let's demonstrate that we do understand the business, especially as we're going back and forth in negotiations. What exactly does this mean? Does this mean they're going to listen to what the owners say, take heed and study up, take heed and dive into the numbers, open up negotiations for dummies at the local barns. What does this mean? Or does this mean we'll show them? Is this just them being stubborn? Oh, they don't think we understand business? We'll show them that we understand business. We want this and this and that. That's not going to end favorably for the players if that's the route that they are planning on taking. Under the current CBA, the salary cap has increased by a fixed rate of 3% every year beginning in 2020, meaning the salary caps for each year of the current CBA were locked in by 2020. However, this fixed increase was negotiated for at a time when the league's business outlook was uncertain. And by uncertain, they mean they were ready to fold like a lawn chair that you get from your local Walmart. Yeah, the league was on the cusp of being another cutout. We're done. Finished. Goodbye, WNBA. We'll see you in Turkey. We'll see you in China. The league was about to cease to exist. Desperate times call for desperate measures. There's still desperate times, but there's a false sense of security now that Caitlin Clark is here, making these numbers seem more inflated than they really are. The WNBA has promoted a rosy narrative about its business. Oh, it's anything but roses and cherries over here, leading to a desire from players to see their salaries rise with the league's revenue. This is the standard model for several U.S. men's leagues with salary caps, including the NBA and NFL, which are mandated by their collective bargaining agreements to share a percentage of revenue, about half, with players. WNBA players receive an estimated 9.3% of league revenue. The difference, the main difference, the only difference that matters here between the NBA, NFL, and the WNBA, what is that? A 6-letter word known as profit. Simple as that. A 6-letter word known as the NBA makes money hand over fist. The NFL, they're shitting money out at this point. Roger Goodell, the quality of the product might has declined, but the NFL owners are loving the deals that Roger Goodell is making. They're just stuffing their pockets and stuffing their pockets. They look like the Scarecrow when he lost all of his straw in the Wizard of Oz, and he's just picking it up and stuffing it. That's how much money the NFL owners are making. In comparison to the WNBA, it's like a single straw that gets split among 4 different parties. And I only say split among 4 because it's about 72% ownership stake from the NBA owners when you take into consideration all of the ownerships. The article continues, and there it is. NBA owners own 42% of the WNBA. Another 42% is owned by WNBA owners, and the remaining 16% is owned by an investment group through a $75 million capital raise in 2022. Some owners have as many as 3 separate investments in the WNBA because they are NBA owners, WNBA owners, and part of the capital raise. The union has emphasized it is willing to negotiate for as long as is necessary to get a transformational deal done and has not ruled out a work stoppage. Transformational deal. What does that mean? Multiple million-dollar contracts? I would say that 20% revenue share was transformational. These players are asking for 50. I would say that 15% revenue share is transformational. These players are asking for 50. Transformational should be better amenities, better practice facilities, a piece of jersey sales. But like the article stated, that's the biggest gulf. Revenue sharing, salary caps, fixed salary caps, luxury tax. How is all of that going to operate with the new CBA agreement? From what we can tell, the trends are good when it comes to the financial side of things, Ogwumike said. We're not unreasonable in understanding the business for us to negotiate a CBA that reflects our value. We feel very confident in our stance and where we feel like we want to be going into the next 8 years. Now, I'm interpreting here, but when she says, from what we can tell, the trends are good when it comes to the financial side of things, she's probably just talking about viewership, ratings, and attendance, merchandise sales. That's it. That is the only thing that she can possibly be talking about, because what the article stated initially, the gulf what the players think that they want financially and what the owners think that they are deserving of financially. That's the biggest separation between the two parties. So she can't be saying the trends of the negotiations are, no. Financially, nope. She's talking about what's being reported. Oh, well, viewership was up, so the trends are in the good. Revenue is up, so the trends are in the. Attendance is up, so the trends are in the. Folks, we might be headed for a lockout. Unless there's a miracle that takes place within the next 3 months, don't be surprised if November hits and there's no season come 2026. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I appreciate all of the support. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. We'll see you next time, and as always, take it easy.